A juror in former President Donald Trump's election interference trial was forced to bow out on Thursday after details of her personal life had been revealed by members of the media. The woman, identified as juror number 2, had told Judge Juan Merchan Thursday morning, quote, "I definitely have concerns now after being in public. Yesterday alone, I had friends, colleagues push things to my phone, questioning my identity as a juror. I don't believe at this point that I can be fair and unbiased and let the outside influences not affect my decision to be in the courtroom." So now, one of the things about this trial is that there is an anonymous jury for, I think, good reason. There's, of course, fear of MAGA reprisal, mainly because of Donald Trump's violent rhetoric and his framing of the case as nothing more than a treasonous assault on America. So, yeah, there's that. Now, Trump had also violated the gag order intended to protect witnesses and jurors multiple times already. And so keeping the jury anonymous, smart idea. And Judge Juan Merchan is like, we really want to make sure that these jurors are not outed. Okay, we don't want to put them in danger. Now, Merchan pointed the finger at journalists, including, by the way, ABC News. ABC News had tweeted out an article with the caption, "Here's everything you need to know about the first 7 jurors of Trump's historic criminal trial." They put that out no less than 6 separate times. What are you doing, ABC? What are you doing? Politico, their live blog, also published extensive biographical details about a potential juror, including her neighborhood, occupation, marital status, hobbies, and prior experience with the criminal justice system. Politico, what are you doing? What are you doing? Now, Merchan had called the media irresponsible for putting out these detailed reports about answers given by potential jurors as they were screened to serve on the panel. In fact, Merchan said, "We've just lost what probably could have been a very big juror in this case," citing that she had detailed being very intimidated by the press. So don't do it. He said, there's a reason why this is an anonymous jury and we're taking the measures that we're taking. And it kind of defeats the purpose of that when so much information is put out there that it is very, very easy for us to identify who the jurors are. So that said, I pointed out Politico and ABC News for being incredibly irresponsible. There are others that are being a little bit more responsible, and that's New York Times, Washington Post, and NBC. Now, they have reported some aspects of the prospective jurors, but have refrained from going to the level of detail that others have. All right. Now, having some of that, or having a lot of that information out there is pretty bad, right? Because inevitably, you're going to have people on the right wing that are going to, regurgitate that information out and possibly put these jurors in jeopardy. Case in point, here comes Fox News.
That's why we don't have political trials in America. Fairness is impossible. Trump's legal team was given the names of potential jurors, and after Googling them, discovered there were undercover activists trying to sneak onto the jury. Juror number 2, a nurse from the Upper East Side with a master's degree. She's not married, has no kids, and lives with her fiance, who works in finance. She gets her news from the New York Times, Google, and CNN. She said 2 things that really stuck out. One, quote, "I don't really have an opinion of Trump," and, quote, "No one is above the law." I'm not so sure about juror number 2.
I'm not so sure about juror number 2, I look at all this information that we have on her. Yeah, this is why she's like, yeah, nope, gotta go. Now, look, it shouldn't be the jury, it shouldn't be the media, that is making these members of the jury quit because of too much information. It should be simply, do you think that you are going to be able to not be biased? And if they're, and if they don't believe that they are, able to be unbiased, then they've got to go. You got to make sure that that the jury is going to be fair and impartial and is going to rule based on the facts, right? So that said, let's get back to Jesse Waters' quote. So, unsurprisingly, Trump takes that quote and you know, again, they're catching undercover liberal activists lying to the judge in order to get on the Trump jury. And he's blasting that out. Well, hold on. This is clearly projection, okay? On Tuesday, I had talked about how a MAGA influencer, Clay Travis, was telling Trump supporters to lie to get on the jury, and then, when seated, refused to convict. So here you have the right wing projecting and saying, oh, see, it's the liberal activists that are actually getting on the jury. And they're now blasting out this personal information with help from the mainstream corporate media. And you're having the effect of intimidating potential jurors. That's insane. Now, Trump posting this, on True Social, has led to the prosecution asking the judge to fine Trump for violating the judge's gag order, along with, of course, him attacking Michael Cohen consistently, which, again, that's also a violation here. Christopher Conroy, senior advisor to the DA's investigation division, said the office wants the judge to impose a monetary fine on Trump. And if that doesn't work, something else, a harsher penalty, which in this case could be jail time. He said, quote, "We're still considering our options depending on how this goes." He said that Trump had violated the gag order at least 7 times. 7 times. Now, Trump's defense lawyers, though, Emil Bove, said it wasn't technically violating the gag order. He was just merely repeating what other people have said. Jesse Waters, going out there and saying that undercover liberal activists are lying to the judge in order to get on the Trump jury. That's just repeating what other people have said. You know how he is. He can't help himself. What? No, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. And you have irresponsible outlets like ABC News and Politico, they're out there chasing clicks, right? Because this is a hot story. But in putting out this personal, this information that could help right-wingers identify potential jurors, that's not good. You're helping them. You're helping jury intimidation, and you need to stop. Now, one result of this, by the way, is, of course, they have to continue to bring in more prospective jurors to try to find people who are not, like I said, not going to be biased and not going to be or feel intimidated, right? The result of all that is delays, more and more delays. As of right now, the court had hoped that all the jurors would be seated by Monday. Now, they're not so sure about that.